It symbolizes love and truth. I'm Sandro Ciccovanni, and welcome to Hearts4. Black, white, black, white, black, white, noise, static, grain. In the last 6 episodes, we stepped out of the elevators. We discovered a piece made out of wood titled Together We Stand, a complementary marble installation that contrasts titled Shattered in Place, a series of paintings called Traveling Souls, modular stacks of marble Hearts4 objects titled Totems, and a series of 4 large-scaled stenciled pieces defined by my history through graffiti called Urban Decay. Welcome back. Here we go again, on another tour. So let's jump into the next episode titled Televised, in black and white. A photographic experience taking a Hearts4 3D object and presenting it in 2D classic black and white. Here we are in another part of room A. In this part of the tour, we travel back near the entry into this room. Here, we will explore 4 new pieces located in 4 jump positions we already visited in prior episodes. My exposure to black and white came as a smaller, older second TV. This TV was special because it was the TV my parents brought back from Japan when my father was working in Tokyo in the 60s on an architectural project. Color TV was more expensive, but this little Panasonic tube was how I experienced all the classic TV shows, many of which were in color. Still, for some reason, even with the noise, even with the static, my imagination and captivation soared. In black and white photography classes, you learn how light, film, and paper react together. Seeing how expressive and impactful an artist can work with such a limited palette is profoundly inspiring. Black is bold, and white is pure. When we add static, noise, and graininess, we now have texture. The surface we work on takes on the effects of the development. In this series are 4 massive prints done in a grainy print effect. These enlargements identify the Hearts4 object in a very architectural way, from straight on, isometric, and left and right hemispheres inspired by the human brain. When you walk into a museum gallery, and the work you know so well from an accomplished artist is presented in bigger-than-life black and white enlargements, it's breathtaking, turning a 3-dimensional sculpture object into a 2-dimensional statement. It looks simple, right? To achieve this, it took some real ingenuity. In our large warehouse studio, we took a part of the warehouse and spent the better part of a week blacking out the entire room and taping and painting every wall and possible light contamination coming in. The ultimate dark room. You only realize how bright the world is until you have to shut out all the light the world shines. Even though we light sealed the room, we cut all the power in the rest of the building to avoid contamination and worked by infrared filtered light and did the exposure at night. And just like that, it was as if that little black and white TV transported into the future televised Hearts4. So imagine, what if? Look at these 4 pieces, straight on, isometric, and left and right hemispheres. These are all based on the same process and are used to televise Hearts4 in classic black and white. My journey through TV and taking photography classes inspired me to focus on delivering this classic way to tribute Hearts4 classic vision. Televised comes in our world with focused exposures of bold and pure noise. It's that time again. Thank you for all your support and for joining me again on yet another episode. I look forward to showing you the next and last project in Room A, a piece called Defined, inspired by mid-century European design movements of the 1940s. Similar to op art, a directional linograph technique painted directly on the wall. Stay tuned for our next episode. Until next time, I'm your host, Sandro Cigovani. See you again soon, and bye-bye for now.